welcome to Coffee with Connie. Today, my guest star is the fabulous Robbin with Roaming with Rover. How are you
Hello,
doing?
hello.
How are you doing today, Robbin?
Oh, I'm wonderful today. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me today.
You're welcome. I'm so glad you decided to come live with me. Every time that I come on live, my intro music makes me want to dance. I'm always like this while it's playing.
Uh-huh. I was dancing through it.
Let's see. We have Karen, Jean, Anita, Amy Jo, Melissa, Bailey, Ellen, Sally, Tank. I think I got everybody. And Dana. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all all working on? And yeah, Dana's raid is here. Everyone's saying Wonderlust raid. Let's see. Um, I'm doing good, Anita. And Tank says I love the sunflowers. Oh, thank you. And we also have Brenda here too. How are you? And what are you working on? So I have some jokes for y'all. Me and my jokes. Oh, hi, Samantha. How are you? And what are you working on? Okay. Why did the egg? I'm sorry. Why did the eggs all break? You have any idea?
No.
Because they cracked each other up. And the next joke I have is, how did the telephone propose? This one I think is cute.
Something about a ring. It's ringing.
With the
I don't know.
ring. With the
Oh,
ring.
with the ring. Okay. Okay.
And the last joke I have is, why are ghosts such bad liars?
Because you can see right through them.
Yep.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was easy. I found that one was pretty easy.
Yeah. I'm terrible with jokes.
I am too. Let's see. We also have Connie that joined us, another Connie in the house, and Bailey and Sid. How are y'all doing? And what are y'all working on? And let's see. Karen says, I'm skening yarn at the moment. Fun, fun, fun. And let's see. Tank says, I'm making another purse. I'm sorry, another pure innocence shawl by Bag O' Day. Yeah, she
Mm,
has awesome patterns.
that's that's
I
such a pretty one.
especially love her shawl patterns.
Hmm.
I just finished the Love of My Life shawl,
Yeah.
and I stored it on the post virus shawl, and I show those in my last Crochet Tuesday video, the video I did Tuesday. And let's see. Bailey says, working on a shawl and water in her cup. Yeah, I have water today instead of coffee. But I did have coffee earlier this morning, trying to wake myself up. Let's see. Tank says she knew the ghost one. Anita says, I've been feeding, watering, cleaning chicken coop, and giving my pigs a shower. Oh, you've been busy. And Brenda says, working on getting some more coffee and starting on my spinning the second bobbin for the yarn I am making. Awesome. Oh, Anita, so you like that picture of the biscuit with the goat, huh? The story behind that picture, me and Frank had gone to the zoo, and Frank goes petting on this goat, and this goat is just eating it up. I mean, the goat was in love with Frank. Then I go to try to pet the goat. All the goat wanted to do was headbutt me. I think the goat was a female, and she was jealous of me. I was taking the biscuit's attention away from her. Let's see. Brenda says working on getting some more coffee and starting on my spinning. Oh, okay, yeah, I did read that one. Oops. Oh, Amanda's here. Hi, Amanda. How are you today? And what are you? Oh, she answered that. She's working on a shawl and bobble blanket. And Tank says this is like my ninth or tenth pure innocence shawl. See, that's one thing. Like I can't do the same pattern over and over again.
Neither.
I feel bored when I do.
You know, back in the day before the internet was a thing and you had to get your patterns, I used to go to the library and get patterns, or once in a while, you'd buy some yarn and there'd be a free pattern on there. And somehow I ended up with a pattern for a Christmas tree skirt. It was a crocheted Christmas tree skirt, and I loved that pattern. And I probably made a dozen of them. And I can remember the going and buying the red heart, red, white, and green yarn, and everybody had one of those Christmas trees. And but it was, I mean, everybody loved them and everybody used them, and I could make them nice and big for the big trees. And I haven't seen that pattern in probably 2 decades, but I can't even tell you how many of those I made. But I'm with you. Nowadays, once I finish something, that's it.
I
And
was
even sometimes I made my daughter a shawl, and I was going to make one for her and one for me. And when I was done, I gave it to her, and nope, that's it. Not interested anymore.
because one time I did the same exact dog sweater for my sister-in-law. And well, the first time I made it, it came out too small for the larger dog, but it fit her well, more medium sized dog.
Mhm.
Because that dog isn't small either, but he's smaller than the bigger dog. And it was done in the same exact yarn. And it was just like I was so ready to get finished with it the second time. And then one time I had made a shawl, and then my neighbor wanted me to make one for his wife, which that one wasn't as bad because it was in different colors,
Colors,
but
yeah.
but it was still like I'm like I'm ready for a new pattern.
Hmm.
Let's see. Dana says free Jack Jack kisses. Oh, give him a kiss.
Kisses and loves for Jack Jack.
Yeah, give him a kiss for me. And well, Sophie definitely gives her kisses to everybody. Allie would probably hiss at y'all. You gotta catch Allie in the right mood to kiss. But the funny thing is, she does kiss me a lot. Um, but yeah, Allie's a moody little girl. Let's see. Karen says I have lemonade in my glass. Yeah, lemonade is good. Um, I remember the first time I tried the raspberry lemonade over at Olive Garden. That was my go-to drink.
Have you ever had lavender lemonade?
No.
We had there was a lavender festival up here a few weeks ago, and we went up there and they had lavender lemonade. It is so good. And then I just found out the other day there's a restaurant near us and they make it also. And I'm so excited. I'm going to be going over there for lavender. It's just got the tiniest hint of the lavender in it, but it is so refreshing. It's so good.
Yeah, especially during the summertime, lemonade is so good.
Mhm.
You're making me crave lemonade, Karen. Let's see, we have Kim and Kelly that joined us, and Christy. Well, I can't remember if I greeted Melissa or not, but how are y'all doing? And what are y'all working on? Kim says she just frogged a whole shawl. I was working, it just
Oh,
wasn't looking right.
no.
Oh, yeah, frogging's the worst.
Yeah.
And Amy Jo says I have one waiting to be frogged. Oh, that's like the worst thing, especially when you have to frog a lot. Like if it's just a little bit, it's not so bad. Let's see. Kelly's working and lurking, Everybody else wants some Jack Jack kisses too. Let's see. Everyone's saying hello. Tank says, I don't get bored. I use different yarns and they look different each time. Yeah, I do find different yarn does help,
Mhm.
but I don't know. I have so many patterns I want to do
Yes,
where I'm just
that's
like ready to
yeah.
move on to the next pattern.
And 3 more have popped up since I started this one, because that's how we roll.
Let's see. Anita says that's their way of playing with you. My boy Wilbur, when he wants to play, he'll headbutt. When he wants
Yep.
love, he'll jump on me and stretch out his neck for me to scratch. Okay, so the goat wanted to play with me and wanted Frank's love. Let's see.
Oh,
Let's see. Kim says, I'm trying to make Bagel Day's summer shawl only with 4-weight acrylic using a 6 hook, but I think I need a bigger one. It has no drape at all. I'm trying to remember which one is the summer shawl.
she's got so many.
I know. Let's see. Tank says 3-weight drapes much better.
Hmm.
And let's see. Christy says I made 3 of Ursula's ponchos one after the other. That is unusual for me, but I gifted the first 2 and dearly wanted one for myself.
It was at that summer one where it's got the blocks up here and then it's more sheer down on the bottom. That is a beautiful. That's I actually pulled the yarn to make that and I got behind, so that's on my list.
Uh, I think it's the Be Blessed shawl, something like that.
Bless
I'm trying to
her
remember the name.
her poncho. It's a poncho. It's like summer something or some light summer. It's a blue. Hers is blue and it's got granny squares up here for the yoke. If that's the one I'm thinking of. Because I looked at that same one and I just fell in love with it. And it's a yes, ice blue lace. Yes, that's the one.
I know
That is so pretty.
Ursula makes a lot of pretty ponchos.
Ponchos, yeah. Her stuff is really, really different.
Kim says, any way to get Craftsman's yarn Michael's a little softer? I know a lot of times people say that when you wash yarn, it tends to soften it up. But you got to check the instructions on the label too, because like some stuff, some yarns you can wash, some you can put in the dryers, others you can't. Tank says I have lavender and Earl Grey tea. Ooh.
Hmm.
So yeah, let us know what y'all have in y'all cups. And especially if you're drinking coffee, but I know not everyone drinks coffee. I had my Starbucks with cinnamon coffee creamer this morning.
Ooh, yum.
So what's in your coffee cup?
I okay. So I like this one coffee that I get from Trader Joe's, and they only have it in the fall, and it's their pumpkin spice blend. But the reason I like it, I mean, I adore pumpkin spice, but the reason I like theirs is it has orange rinds in it and it has bits of stuff you can actually see. It's real spices in there and I
Oh,
just adore it. So every usually it comes out in September. Every September I buy a year's worth of this coffee. So I go in there and I clean off the shelf. We usually buy about 30 cans of it. And
I remember you talking about it before one of my lives.
yep, it's my favorite. And I drink it every single day. It's the only coffee that I actually like. Usually it's just coffee is just a vessel for the cream, but I like that coffee. And then when we were in Texas, yeah, I love to crochet. She puts pumpkin spice in her coffee, and I have done that too. I've got a
Mhm.
really good pumpkin spice that was gifted to me, and I will add that to my coffee too. But when we were in Texas, there's a special brand of coffee down there, and you can only buy it at the HEB stores. or it's called Central Market. There are two stores just in Texas, and it's a pecan coffee, and it is delightful. It's so if I for some reason I don't have this, I have the pecan. Or once in a while, if I just do like a Keurig, a single cup, I'll do my pecan. But yeah, and then I'll put chocolate protein shake in it as my creamer.
Community makes a pecan coffee.
Oh yeah,
Hmm. And
it's so
that's
good.
another thing too. What is your favorite coffee of all time that you've had? Um, Let us know that too. So you would say that was your favorite coffee of all time?
Of all time. Yeah, that the Trader Joe's pumpkin spice blend.
For me, it's kind of difficult because I love like Starbucks frappuccinos, but like when it
Mhm.
comes to like regular hot coffee, I would go with Starbucks. And I like, and I love like the holiday blends, and
Mhm. Mhm.
I like all the different flavored coffees. So I really don't have like one specific. And I know too one time at the local coffee house, I had gotten the coffee there. I think it was like the turtle pie
Ooh,
um flavored, and that was good.
yeah, that'd be caramel and chocolate and pecans. Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
And let's see, we have Saf that joined us,
Hi,
indeed.
Sam.
And let's see if anyone else. I think those were the only two. But how are y'all doing, and what are y'all currently working on? And if I miss greeting anyone, I do apologize. I think I've gotten everybody. Let's see. Ellen says lavender lemonade is the best. Saf says lemonade with rosemary is so good as well.
Oh, I love rosemary. That would be yummy.
See, I love the fruit flavors, like
Is well, so
strawberry.
many of the time with lemonade, they mix it with like strawberry or raspberry. I don't like any of the berries. I don't like any berry or cherry. And
I don't
so,
like cherry.
yeah, oftentimes they um they mix it with that kind of stuff. My yarn's fighting with me now. My
Amy,
grandson last year for Christmas got me this spinny thing. It's got the dealie on the bottom and it spins. But I have learned that I needed something bigger, and so we just put a plate on there, and it keeps the yarn because otherwise the yarn will get tangled up underneath. So it looks silly, but it works great.
awesome. I need to get a yarn winder. I always do mine by hand.
Hmm.
And like I find like especially like the hand dyed yarns,
Yeah,
those are so hard
yeah.
to ball up. Let's see. Amy Jo saying vinegar. Is that some type of lemonade?
Yeah, I'm lost there.
I am too. Tank says basil tea is yummy.
That sounds interesting.
And Sid
Oh
says
yeah.
I made homemade sunsweet tea.
Yep. Every day we have the sweet tea, the sun tea. Except um I we drink it black. We don't put any sugar in it. And when I was in Texas, I would go somewhere and I'd order iced tea and they'd say, "You want it regular?" And I'd say, "Yes." Well, it would come just packed with sugar because down there regular is sweet tea. So it took me a while to figure out I had to specifically say no sugar. And then they'd go, "No, no sugar? You don't want any sugar in it?" No, ma'am, just black.
Well, like here, normally you have, restaurants have like the sweet tea and the unsweet tea.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's let's see. Karen says I also like cucumber mint water.
Yum.
And Christy's playing yarn chicken. Good luck. Oh, okay. Amy Jo saying wash with
Oh,
vinegar. It
okay.
softens the yarn.
That sounds better than in our lemonade. I was
I know
concerned.
that's what I was thinking. Vinegar lemonade.
Yeah, you never know.
Melissa says in between projects. Christy said found another chick in the nesting box. Aww.
Oh,
I love
Mr.
little.
Just he started building our chicken coop yesterday. He's got the floor. We've got it raised off the ground about, I don't know, 8 inches, 6 or 8 inches with concrete blocks that we had hanging around. So then he's got the floor built. He got that done yesterday. So I don't think we'll have any this year, but definitely come spring, we'll be ready with the chicken coop. So
Oh,
excited.
I love baby animals.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always like, I miss my cats being kittens.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're all grown up and independent now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Bailey says shawls and wraps galore. Yeah, I get excited whenever I see like shawls people make. I'm like, ooh, a shawl. Oops. Let's see. Oh, Christy says the chick is all black and absolutely precious. Oh,
Oh,
okay. I believe I told Dee hi. I think I did. But if not, hi Dee. How are you today? And Christy says the iced blue lace poncho.
yep. That is so beautiful. I'm interested. What colors did you make yours out of? So I
Let
had kind of a not ombre, but you know how a yarn will have multicolors in it, and they were kind of fall colors like leaves and
ooh.
golds and browns and burgundies. It was so beautiful. I was almost afraid the color wouldn't work because it's a very summery design, but I just had that yarn there and I wanted to do it. Of course, it didn't happen, but it's still sitting there ready to go.
Yeah, oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I know. I love like the fall colors.
Hmm.
Like you get that color combination going, and
Yep.
it's just beautiful. Let's see. Kim says, you could use four weight. It looks like granny diamond groups with netting between.
Hmm.
Hers is black. Tutorial. Oh, hers is black. Tutorial is in lavender color.
Yeah.
And let's see. Melissa's drinking coffee. Sid is drinking black coffee with sugar. Tank says I put my own pumpkin spice in my coffee.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
great idea.
No,
I'm gonna
one thing
start.
that like I usually make my own pumpkin
Mhm.
spice because like in the grocery stores in my town, you only can get that little tiny bottle and it's expensive. So
We
like go
when
ahead.
when we were in Texas in the oil fields, one of the guys brought me as a gift a bottle of pumpkin spice that was about, I don't know, probably 6 or 8 inches high. There's a lot in it, and because I used to bake pumpkin bread for the guys, and so he brought me that pumpkin spice as a gift. And it is so nice. I think it's more of a gourmet one. It is really nice. So then when you make that with your pumpkin spice, do you sprinkle it in your cup or do you put it in the grounds when you brew it? How do you do that?
I think I had put it in my coffee grinds because I think at first I did it sprinkling and it was kind
Mhm.
of like it don't really, break up.
Mhm.
Where I found it was better to do it in the grinds.
Because I
Um,
have put cinnamon in my grounds before because cinnamon's supposed to be good for you and that's a good way to add it. So I think I would do the same thing. I like that idea. I'm going to do that and get just a little more pumpkin flavor in my coffee.
but I was like, I had all the spices, so
Mhm.
I've always made my own.
Yeah.
And really, I tend to make a lot of my own spice mixes.
Oh, it's so much more effective and cost effective. And then you can have, sometimes there's a certain spice you don't care for in a blend. I know everybody likes the Chinese five spice. I can't stand that. And I'm not sure which thing in there it is that I don't like. But yeah, it's nice when you make your own blends. You could, go heavy on the cinnamon or a little less of the allspice.
Let's see, we have Tina that joined us. Hi, Tina. How are you doing today? And what are you currently working on? Oh, and also Brenda's here too. Brenda Young. Same questions, Brenda. And let's see if anyone else joined us. Okay, I'm noticing something about sound difficulties. Are y'all having trouble hearing us? Let's see. It seems like just one person has commented on it.
I think
So
it was Camper 14. I think she said she's got it figured out now.
okay, let's see. Let me go back down. Hmm. Okay, others are saying no problems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good.
So it must just be on her end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I'm getting really behind on the chat. Let's see. Brenda Bears Crochet says the rainbow blanket I made Stormy, the Wonder Cat with Red Heart Super Saver, softened up a lot after being machine washed and dried.
I think we got some yarn barf coming. Okay, that wasn't too bad.
Oh, you know what I hate? It's whenever you got like the start piece of the yarn
Oh,
and the end piece, and they're
yep.
like tangled throughout the whole skein of yarn.
Mm-hmm.
That is the biggest pain. Be- because like the yarn buff barf, you usually, after a little bit you get it
Yeah,
undone,
you
and
get it
then that's it.
untangled. Yep.
But when they're both like tangled, it's like throughout the whole skein,
Mm-hmm.
and you're constantly having to untangle. No. Let's see. Melissa says caramel macchiato, Tim Hortons coffee. D says pink cherry lemonade mix in my cup. Was coffee 5 minutes ago. Coffee, yum yum from a dum dum. Oh, Christy says I already had my coffee. Now I'm having some Weiler's drink mix and a hamburger for lunch. I didn't wake up
Ooh.
until 9, so I slept through breakfast. You know what's good with like those type of drink mixes, like the Weilers and the other like Crystal Lights type stuff. You take a pack of that with some ice and water, put it in the blender, and it's basically like a slushy.
That sounds
I,
good.
I love doing that.
It's a great and a little vodka.
Tank says Cafe Bustelo. It's an espresso. Amy Jo says that pecan coffee is amazing
Mm-hmm.
from Texas. My dad used to bring me some. The community pecan is pretty good too when I run out of the other one. Yeah, I like the Mardi Gras blend from Community. That's a good one. But I tend to prefer the holiday or specialty coffees from
Yeah.
Starbucks. I don't know. There's something about the taste I like of Starbucks. Um, but I know some people don't care for Starbucks. Let's see. Christy says pumpkin spice is my favorite flavor too, and she loves the taste of pumpkin. Yeah, I love pumpkin spice.
And everything. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the pumpkin spice coffee with the pumpkin spice creamer.
Mm-hmm. Pumpkin spice ice cream. One time I went to Trader Joe's and in the fall they have pumpkin spice everything. And I bought everything I could find that was pumpkin spice. And the only thing I didn't like, and it was so bad I actually took it back to the store. I've never done that before, but it was the like a toaster strudel. What am I trying? Pop Tart type thing. It was a pumpkin spice Pop Tart. It was so bad, and they're funny because their big sign is it just because we like it doesn't mean you will. If you don't like it, bring it back. And I brought it back, and it was funny. The guy goes, "That's so odd because this is one of my favorite products," and they gave me my money back, no problem whatsoever. But they've got cookies that are really good, and pancake mix is really good. Just a lot of stuff.
Oh, you know what was the worst coffee creamer I've ever had? The the Pebbles Fruity.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. They've got a
No.
they've got a cake mix with that now too, I think. They're really pushing the cereal flavorings in things.
Which, like, I don't know, like if it tends to be more of a vanilla chocolate, then
Mhm.
yeah, that's fine. But certain flavors just I don't find go good with coffee.
Yeah,
That's just my opinion.
raspberry. Ugh.
I see Chris is here. Hi, Chris. How are you today? And what are you working on? D says French vanilla white chocolate latte. Now French vanilla I find basically goes with anything. So that's one thing I love about French vanilla because like certain like if you have pumpkin spice coffee, you don't really want
Yeah,
like caramel in
a
it.
strong flavor in it, yeah.
Yeah, or I can't think. I find if you don't have the pumpkin spice one, French vanilla works best after that. Let's see. Tank says I make ice brew coffee with all different flavors. Ooh. I always love like the hot tea. I love the flavored hot teas.
Mhm.
Amy Jo says community makes a vanilla waffle cone coffee that is very tasty. And I have not tried the vanilla waffle one yet. I know they had the beignet flavored.
Ooh. Community? That's a community one? We don't have
Yeah.
community here either. We don't have community coffee up here. That's a southern thing also I learned. First time I ran into it, we were in Alabama, I think, and they had some community coffee pods at a place we were at, and I had one. I'm like, "Oh, this is horrible," and it was just like a basic, but it was like at a car place or something. So I'm sure it was the cheapest possible, and you get some of the flavored ones, and they're much better. But just that one plain one was so bad. Of course, who knows how old it was sitting there at the car place. But
Since
yeah, we don't
commu-
get.
community is Frank's favorite brand. But community, it started in Louisiana.
Okay, that makes sense why it's familiar. Well, it's why it's famous down there or popular down there. That sounds good. The beignet. I'm gonna have to see if I can get a hold of that. Maybe I can talk somebody into sending me some of that. I'm gonna have to try that one. I adore beignets.
And Christy says, I'm putting the edging on a shawl and playing yarn chicken. Have fun. Granted, I am hoping that I have enough of my yarn for the post virus shawl. Because I know Crystal Bagaudet had said that it took approximately, I think she said 900 yards. But and I have right around that amount. And I'm like, I hope I have enough. I hope I have enough. D says Burnett velvet amigurumi bunny on my hook.
Oh,
That's gonna
that
be
sounds hard.
that's gonna be so cute. And that
Mm-hmm.
is one thing that for those that don't know, I do a finished projects video on the 15th of every month. So if y'all have finished projects, send me pictures and I'll show them in that video. Um, and also August 1st, I'm going to be doing a video showing people's makes for gloves and mittens, fingerless gloves. And for that video, it could be glove or mitten makes you've made at any time. So I'm looking for pictures for that video too. Then hold on, I'm trying to think of all the. I have so many picture events going on. Um, my live for this the next Monday. Starting next week Monday. I'm going to be talking about um number 3 weighted yarn.
Oh,
And
okay.
those that have made projects using number 3 weighted yarn, y'all can send pictures for that video too. And for that it could be stuff you've made at any time. It don't have to be current makes. Um, and then the last picture thing going on, the Southern Crocheters. When we go live next month, we're going to be showing pictures of stuff that y'all have made that was quick and easy. Like typically stuff that only took a couple of hours to make. Um, so we'll be sharing pictures of that. And the topic for next month is going to be fall makes.
Fall,
Hmm.
like autumn. Okay.
That's what we'll be talking about. And then the following month, we'll have people send in their fall make pictures because whatever we talked about on the current live, we asked for the following live people send pictures.
Hmm.
That is, if we have a topic that you can send pictures for. So far, we have. Yeah, I like picture videos. And then Barbara with Crochet Therapy, like her little video she made, I'm like, oh, I love how she did hers. I'm gonna have to get more creative for my picture videos. Let's see. Brenda says I like the plate idea to make it work better.
Hmm. Yeah, it was. I started with a little piece of cardboard, and Mister said, "Throw a paper plate on there." I'm like, "Oh yeah, it works really good. Keeps it from tangling up on the bottom."
And it's funny how little things like that can make a
Mhm.
world of difference. Okay, let's see. Sally says at Dunkin', I get a shot of coconut in my coffee. It's delicious.
Yeah, I like that.
I
Like
remember
chocolate and coconut.
Coffee Mate used to make this coconut cream, coffee creamer.
Hmm.
Oh, that was like one of my favorite coffee creamers. But I think they discontinued it because I can't find it anymore.
Hmm.
And let's see. Karen says had white chocolate cacao this morning, but lemonade currently. Let's see. Tank says basil tea is good medically. Iced basil is refreshing.
I have a question about that. Using the somebody had mentioned earlier the rosemary and then now the basil. When we went to that lavender festival and I was asking about the lavender tea, they said, "Oh, you have to use a special kind of lavender that is made to be used as an edible." And I thought to myself, back in the day, people used herbs for things all the time and they didn't, make them special. So when you're using the basil or when you're using the rosemary, are you using anything special or just clipping right off of your plants?
I'm guessing it's probably, from the plants. That's what I would guess.
That's what I would too. I'm gonna have to do some more research for that lavender.
Because I know a lot of times when you see recipes, they always show like the actual plant and like,
Mm-hmm.
the teas or the lemonades or whatever drink.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Melanie that joined us. Hi, Melanie. How are you doing today? And what are you currently working on? Let's see. Tank saying in Texas, ask
Mhm.
for half and half tea, like peach tea.
Yeah,
It's
I
her
did that.
favorite. Yeah,
I did that.
peach tea's good.
Yeah, half peach tea and half unsweetened regular. It's so yummy. And there was a place down there called HTOTEA, and it was all iced tea, which it befuddled me, a whole store of just iced tea. But it's just like going to a coffee store, but instead you're going to a tea store, and down there. And so they had watermelon tea, and I loved that one. I would get that mixed in with the black tea. That
I
was
mean,
very
there's so
good.
many different flavor combinations.
Hmm.
Let's see. Brenda Bear says, my father's side of the family always had sweet tea, and my mother's had unsweetened. I learned to like both, but now I prefer no sugar. And let's see. Christy says, if you don't drink sweet tea in the South, then they think you're a Yankee. You know the
Yep.
funny thing is, I've never really been big on like sweet tea. Um, Now in like my early 30s, I started drinking like the hot teas, but I'm not that big on like the cold teas. I mean, I'll drink it, but I'm not like, ooh, I want some sweet tea. Let's see. Tank says I don't sweeten coffee or tea. Yeah. I usually use stevia to sweeten
Mhm.
my coffee or tea. Amy Jo says I don't sweeten my coffee, but I get my tea half sweet, half unsweet.
Hmm.
Anita says you're going to love them, Robin. I'm dehydrating scrambled eggs from our chickens.
Never would have thought to do that. We've got a dryer. Mister makes me banana chips and apple chips all the time in our, and then he'll grow peppers in the garden and put them in the dryer and then run them through and crush them. Yeah, the dehydrator, and then run them through and crush them, and it's perfect. It's really good for making your own spices.
I have a dehydrator. I like putting like apples and bananas
Mhm.
on it.
Yep.
Let's see. Christy says I used a variegated blue cotton. It is
Oh,
100% cotton poncho.
I bet that's beautiful.
I am getting so far behind. Let's see. Bailey saying I am actually crocheting the winter ice shawl by Annie Design Crochet using Sunset's Nights sequence yarn in the color Martha's Vineyard. Ooh, that sounds pretty.
I have the Sunset Nights yarn. Mine is, I don't know the color name. I've got the blue one, and it's kind of a pink one. I have I got enough of that to make a shawl. Actually,
That's
probably enough to make two.
that's the one with the sequence, right?
I don't, mine doesn't. Oh, it does. It does have some sequins in it.
Because I get some of those because there's like the date night. That one's the
The
sparkly,
date night. Yeah, that's the sparkly one. I
and
think that's what I have is the date night.
I think Sunset is the one with the sequence.
Mm,
But I know I have the light blue sequence one, whatever the name of it is. I know it's Lion Brand.
yeah.
Let's see. Anita says, "Yep, takes me a while to remember names." And that's one thing. Like sometimes I'm better at remembering names than others times. I try to remember everyone's names,
I'm so bad. I am so bad.
but especially like if I'm like sometimes if someone's new, it takes me a little while sometimes to get the name down, or like someone comes around a little and then you don't see them for a while and then they come back around. That's usually when I have a harder time remembering names, but I do try to remember names. Let's see. Sally says she always puts cinnamon in her coffee. Um, Sid says I was just looking for the Gloria Jean Zimbabwe coffee I used to get as a special treat. I can't find it. Yeah, that's one thing. Um, it's like whenever they like discontinue a product or they stop selling it, because I know too many times, like at Walmart, there'd be something that I love, and then next thing you know,
Can't get
you
any
can't
more.
find it anymore.
Same with Costco.
And then you're like, okay, it seemed to sell. Why are they discontinuing it?
Mhm.
Let's see. Amy Jo says, I love dealing with tangled yarn, but it's very relaxing.
Well, you saw I just got finished with that. I did not find it relaxing.
Chris says, coffee, second sip, spell check and manners offline. Amy Jo says, hamburger sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're probably making everybody at least thirsty today. We haven't done that much yarn talk on today's live. Brenda says drinking water and lemonade, working on two boys' cardigan and two women's cardigan.
Nice. I'd be interested in what kind of cardigan pattern you're using. I'm always looking for boy things, men's sweaters and men's. There's just not very many patterns out there, or they all look exactly the same.
Brenda makes a lot of cardigans. Um, and amigurumis. And Brenda works fast. I mean, she finishes projects so quickly. Let's see. Christy says, I love the Starbucks caramel macchiato. I drove for 743 miles straight on 1 cup of that stuff.
I find that one to be way too sweet. Is that the iced one with all the goo on top?
Um, it probably is. Because I know, like the regular coffees, I know they have a caramel flavored.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Yeah,
macchiato
the
is
caramel macchiato.
probably either one of the iced coffees or the frappuccino.
Yeah. Oh, that frap. I actually I actually threw half of one away. I got through about half of it, stuck it in the refrigerator, and threw it away the next morning. It was just way too sweet. And I like sweets. And it was just I just couldn't do it.
I always love the frappuccinos. Brenda says, love pumpkin cookies, pumpkin rolls, and pies.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is saying that with the coffee creamers, it's probably because no one wants to eat the GMO cereal anymore. Oh, and Amy Jo says they have a Fruity Pebbles candy bar.
Yeah. That just sounds
No,
nasty.
to me, it's like a candy bar should be more like a chocolate caramel,
Mm-hmm.
nuts, that type of thing. Oh, Kim picked the last of the raspberries and made jam
Oh, homemade
yesterday.
jam. I haven't done that in a minute. Used to make strawberry jam all the time.
Chris says, yeah, beef jerky flavored coffee creamer probably would not be a
You
hit.
know what though? I can see a lot of the guys liking that one. Mister, would you like jerky, beef jerky flavoring in your coffee? Because you don't like anything in your coffee.
No, I don't like anything in my coffee.
No, he just wants it black. And even this pumpkin, he's like, can we just have regular? No, we cannot just have regular coffee.
Cinnamon in
This
it.
is it. Yeah. But I can see some of the guys liking that.
We should get creative.
Bacon flavored coffee. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yucky flavored coffee creamers. Y'all got some ideas.
Yep.
All right, Tina. I hope you have a good day. Granted, she's probably going by now.
Yeah, half an hour ago.
And Christy brought up the bacon flavored coffee cream.
Oh, that's funny. Well, because I am the only person in the world that is not in love with bacon. I don't. I. It isn't that I don't like it. I'm just not like I need bacon. I don't care if it's there or not. But I have had candied bacon, cinnamon bacon, and it's really good.
Never.
So, I don't know about that in my coffee, but I maybe.
But what's funny is that like bacon, I like bacon, but like it's not like I'm like I have to have bacon.
Right.
But it is. Oh, I love it on sandwiches, like chicken sandwiches,
Yeah.
hamburgers.
Nope. I don't want it on my hamburger.
With
I
some
don't
melted
want it. No, no. I want sausage. If breakfasty stuff, if there's an option, I'm taking sausage every time. And usually if bacon ends up on my plate, I give it to Mister because he loves bacon. But
Let's see. Kim saying there was only enough left to make 8 jelly
oh,
jars full. Dee says she loves raspberry tea, but she would gag at raspberry in her coffee.
mhm. Yeah, I don't want any berries in my coffee.
I, I know some people like the blueberry coffee,
Nope,
but
Like
nope,
Bailey's in my
nope.
coffee.
I think coffee goes better with like vanilla, caramel, chocolate type flavors.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm making notes over here. Brenda just threw something up.
Amy Jo says bacon makes everything better. Sid says FedEx bites, they dropped my 25 pounds of sugar on my walkway. Sugar on the walkway. Oh no.
Oh,
You know one thing that was it, I think it was UPS. It was either UPS or FedEx, but I think it was UPS. UPS. I had shipped my computer. Um and they dropped it.
oh.
And everything still worked, but like on the tower, like a piece of the plastic broke.
Hmm.
And it was like I had like some of my CDs and stuff. They broke some of that. It was just like, but I mean, I know it was heavy.
Hmm.
Like, like the tower I had for that one was a heavy computer. It wasn't light. Let's see. Kim says, don't drink coffee, but tea with Bailey's Irish creamer.
Oh. I've never had Bailey's in my tea. I always just drink it black.
You know what I like is
Ooh.
like the chai tea with milk.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
I usually use almond milk, but I mean, like, you can use any type of milk really.
Yeah,
Put a little
I
like,
do. With the chai tea, I'll put cream in it, but nothing. And I think it's because the chai tea lattes that they have at Starbucks, I started drinking those and I really like it. But and I love Bailey's in my coffee, but I'll have to try that in my tea. That sounds yummo.
but yeah, and I sweeten it with some stevia, or you can use sugar or
Mhm.
whatever you use. But yeah, like I'll stick it in the microwave, warm it up. I've done that with mint tea too,
Mhm.
with milk and the caramel flavor tea. But yeah, I love the chai tea. Let's see. Since of course she had to get it all in the house, out of the heat, so sugar all over my floor. That's going to be a fun mess to clean up.
Mm.
Let's see. Dee saying she'll have to take pictures of her 3-weight mandalas and her gloves. Yes, get y'all pictures in. I really do. I have a thing for pictures. Um, because I'm always doing like picture videos, and I think I kind of get it from my brother. He's like all into like taking pictures. Let's see. Where was I? Okay, I greeted Melanie. Christy says the ants will come marching one by one into Sid's house if they smell brain. I'm getting tongue tied. If they smell sugar. Yeah. Let's see. Sid's like that's what bleach is for. Okay. Anita says, I don't know about the lavender, but a lot of the plants we use are wild, and some you can only use wild or vice versa.
Mm, okay. I'll have to do some research.
And Sid does strawberry, blackberry, blueberry, raspberry, strawberry, rhubarb, pumpkin, and she's going to try peach. Ooh.
Um,
And let's see. Dana saying, I loved unsweetened sun tea.
hmm Yep. We always have a gallon of it cooking.
And it used to be you would hear about a lot of people doing the sun brewed tea. I don't find you hear about people doing it as much anymore.
We do it all the time. As soon as it's warm enough out there, I've got a jar of tea sitting out there. The other day, Mr. got a new, we broke our sun tea jar, and Mr. got a new one the other day at the store. And he picked it up and started walking across the room, and the lid broke, and there was a gallon of water in my kitchen.
Oh no. Let's see. Sally saying, she made peach jam. It's one of her favorites.
Mm-hmm. Mine too.
Yeah, I mean you can find recipes online for pretty much anything and everything. Like sometimes my favorite recipes are the copycat recipes.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Oh, Melissa's asking if we like homespun yarn.
I think I have purchased some. It's probably in the my collection. I don't think I've ever actually worked with it yet. I think I bought some before I heard about everybody hating it, and so I don't know. But
I'm
I
pretty,
also know that I got some in a mystery box that, and that's the kind that's kind of wavy. Is that right? A little bit sort of wavy
yeah,
looking. To me, okay, this is what it reminds me of. Remember back in the day when we used to have, we would take those things
the
and crimp our
crimple.
hair. That's what it reminds me of. But yeah, so I got some of that stuff in a mystery box, and I haven't worked with it yet. But that's what it looks like to me.
I'm pretty much the same way. I've never actually used it, but I had gotten some either from a yard sale or Walmart
hmm
clearance, but I've never done anything with it.
What is it about the spun or the homespun, every people call it, that everybody hates about it?
I
I don't
think
even remember.
I think it's harder to work with. That it's more difficult to
It's just
crochet
tricky
up.
to work with.
Yeah, because I think it kind of splits and stuff.
Hmm.
And but yeah, I know a lot of people don't like the homespun. And let's see. Christy says it was hot coffee and it was so delicious. It was like dessert in a cup. Ooh.
Oh, that does sound good, actually.
But then too, they may have that it more in the at the Starbucks coffee house. But I know I haven't seen like the ground caramel macchiato in the store for
Hmm.
Starbucks coffee. I've seen this. I've seen the caramel.
Right.
Sid
Yeah,
says, I
that would
hope,
be good. That would be good.
Sid says, I hope it cools down some soon so I can make the jams. Yep, it is too hot. My computer's saying it's 90 degrees right now. Brenda says she'll let you know what pattern she's using, Robin.
Okay.
Ellen says, I love hot cocoa and coffee mixed with Addie caramel creamer.
Oh, the
Ooh.
Aldi's. Yeah, we don't have Aldi's here either.
Oh, Tank's asking if you're still working at the rigs anymore.
No, we came home in middle of April. Remember, I don't know if you remember when I had to have that surgery on my eye, and my medical insurance is only good in Washington State. So we had to come home so I could get my surgery. And when I went in and talked to the boss and told him that we were going to be coming home for a bit, and 2 days later, the company's contract got canceled anyway. So it was the perfect timing. We came home, and so I don't think we're going to do that again. I loved doing it. I met the nicest people down there, but it was hard. And if you guys remember, we worked 24/7. And Connie, you remember we were sitting there in the middle of that windstorm one night,
Oh
and just
yeah.
about knocked us over. That was terrible. And it was so dirty. A lot of my stuff doesn't work anymore because the dirt, and it wasn't just dirt, it was this fine, gummy, grainy. But my phone quit working, my tablet quit working. I had my iPhone watch quit working, and it just the insides get all gummed up. And we had the guy work on the RV. Remember, our air conditioner, our furnace went out, and he said it was so gummed up with muck inside of there. Anything electronics, it just destroys it. So it's really hard on your stuff, and it was hard on us. So I don't know that we're going to go back and do it again, but we absolutely loved it.
And let's see, we have Mimi Cat that joined us. How are you doing today and what are you working on? And I did get your email. I responded to it earlier today. Sometimes I'm a couple of days late responding to my emails. I try to respond to my emails like every day and my YouTube comments, but sometimes it takes me a couple of days to get around to it. But I do always try to respond back to everybody. Let's see. Oh, we also have Nisi that joined us too. Hi, Nisi. How are you and what are you working on? Sid says, I love bacon, but don't mess with my coffee. Tank's not in love with bacon. Let's see. Oh, I think Melissa's saying she loves BLTs.
I do like that. I like BLTs. Ooh, we haven't had those in a while.
And Mimi Cat says, I'll eat bacon and sausage. Oh, Brenda's saying that it's called Fun Time Cardigan
Okay.
by Your Inspirations. Can
Perfect.
be used
Look
for
it up.
either one. I need to get caught up in the chat. I'm like, all this, pretty much everything I had prepared for the live, I have not gotten into. But sometimes that's the way lives go. You just start chatting, and you know, some lives are more of a chit chat live. Other lives,
Mm-hmm.
or the way that I had prepared. But it's all good. Christy says sausage repeats on me, but I like spaghetti with Italian sausage
Oh yeah.
and hot. Ooh, spaghetti.
Mm.
Oh, Sid says I wouldn't mind raspberry in a hot chocolate. Amy Jo says thanks for the idea. Going to have breakfast for lunch, egg and bacon sandwich or egg salad sandwiches. And Nisi says pulling out to go to the grocery store by herself for the first time since her surgery. She'll be listening. Awesome. Have fun at the grocery store
Be careful. Don't push yourself.
and buy lots of coffee.
And bacon.
But yeah, do be careful. Yeah, I think yeah, we were talking about the store bought hand spun, Brenda. Yeah, a lot of y'all don't seem to like it.
It's a thing.
Let's see. Sid says she tries to fit a whole pound of bacon on a sandwich. Let's see. Ellen says, Bailey's and hot cocoa. Bailey's and anything over ice cream and brownies. All right. I hope you have a good day, Bailey. But I'm sure she's long going too. Let's see. Amy Jo says she has to share the bacon with her hubby. Okay. Brenda saying it's 91, but feels like 96 here. Oh, and Tank also has to go. I hope you have a good day too, Tank. But I'm behind in the chat, so I'm pretty sure they left already. Oh, Sid says, my UPS driver is great. He even brings treats for the dogs. Aww.
Aw.
Let's see. Now, Amy Jo says she likes homespun yarn. And Christy, too. And Melissa.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with the yarns. It's also subjective.
It is.
You know, I know Angela, my precious yarn, she adores the puzzle yarn, and yet I've had other people say they can't stand working with it. And so I always take it with a grain of salt until I physically work on something. It's just like the red heart yarn. So many people hate red heart, and I think it's perfectly fine yarn, especially, 10, 15 years ago, it was pretty bad. But nowadays, it's just as nice as any other affordable mainstream acrylic yarn. And I know some people find it a little bit rough, but when you wash it up, it softens right up. Now, this comfort yarn that I've got here, this stuff is pretty bad. It's very rough, and I've got a ton of it. I have no idea where I got this. I bought it from something. I'm thinking I got it from Spin Right, but because somebody has told me that, somebody told me that it's mostly from Canada, and just now looking on the label, a lot of it's in French. So I bet it is from Canada. I bet I got it from Spin Right, and it's working up just fine. It works up just like the Red Heart. But it's definitely not soft. But I'm hoping I'll wash it with some soap, and I'm hoping it'll soften up.
And one thing too, I find Red Heart like Super Saver. It
Mm-hmm.
is like really good for like amigurumi and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And anything that you're not going to take a lot of care of. Blankets, I love it for blankets because they're going to end up on the floor. The kids are going to drag them around. The dog's going to lay on it. I'm not using my fancy hand wash alpaca yarn for a blanket.
and another thing too, like especially like if you doing like a project where you need more of a stiff yarn,
Mm-hmm.
it's perfect for that. Let's see. Anita says I like to use homespun for doll hair, makes it look curly.
Oh, yeah.
And Sid's saying I heard they are closing a lot of the Aldi stores around the country.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Dana's mentioning about Robbin, her big party coming up on July 30th.
Yes.
You want to tell everybody more about that?
Sure. I am on the verge of hitting 4,000 watch hours. And those of you who know about YouTube, the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours is a major obstacle that you work to get to. And right now I've got a video out there, a giveaway I'm giving away a knit crate box for guess the date I'm going to hit my 4,000 watch hours, and I'm not there yet. So get in there and guess on that. And then I'm hoping that by July 30th, I will have hit that goal, and we're going to have a big party that day. I'm thinking, and it's a little bit still iffy. It's a little fluid yet. I'm thinking 2:00 Pacific. I'm going to have all kinds of guests. Connie's going to be one of my guests. Dana's going to be a guest. Angela's coming up. Crystal, the chicken cat lady, is coming up. My co-host for that day, who's agreed, she was volunteered. She was volunteered. is Miss Amber from Fostering Crochet. She's going to help me out with all the behind the scenes stuff because y'all know the technology in me doesn't go well. Connie's going to see if she can help me get Nightbot figured out and a way to get some things drawn. So we're going to have a ton of prizes. And for prizes, I have everything from jewelry making kits. So it's not all yarny stuff. I've got jewelry making kits. I've got yarn stuff. I've got some Christmas ornament kits. I've got some beautiful, beautiful alpaca yarn that I'm giving away. Some of my Pampered Chef stuff. So it's going to be every single thing, the whole gamut. So you don't have to be a yarny to come in and enjoy helping me celebrate this huge, huge milestone. So July 30th in theory, but I'm pretty sure we're going to make that deadline. 2:00 Pacific. Now that might change. There will, of course, be a notice up on my channel.
Awesome. Yeah. So y'all go check out her live event. Okay, let's see.
Thank you, Dana.
Brenda's saying, I think the issue with the homespun yarn is that it is loosely spun and then loosely plied with a much thinner strand that makes it have the crinkly, wavy look. It's also very plastic feeling to her. Ooh, Christy got a yarn delivery. Ooh. Oh, and Mimi casted on socks for Daigo. Awesome.
Mimi, do you knit left or right-handed? I'm having a knitting conundrum. I'm in the middle of making my very first pair of socks, and as you guys know, I don't knit well. And in the middle of this process, we realized that the pattern is coming out backwards, and I'm having all kinds of problems because my yarn isn't where it needs to be for the next step because I'm on the opposite side. So it's been a delight. I think maybe that's why I've never knitted socks too.
Now, what method are you using for the socks?
I don't know.
Left-handed?
Yeah, left-handed, yeah. So what
Are
ask
you
the question differently.
Are you using circular needle?
Yes, I'm doing and I don't like that either. I'm doing the magic loop thingy, which
the magic loop.
And so she's teaching us that. So I'm trying to learn that as well as trying to figure out here's my knitted sock mess.
Yeah, with the magic loop, it's kind of like tricky, especially when you're like going to the other side of it.
Yeah.
See, like when I do socks, I do it all in the round, and then whenever I get to the toe decreases, that's where I use the magic loop.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, because I would have thought it would have been easier to learn it. That's right. I forgot that I was going to ask you about that too. I was going to learn. I think I would have rather just used the small cable because I like working. I did your hat on the cable needles. I like working with the cable needles, but I'm to the heel thingy, and apparently now I'm supposed to, where it says to work on the right side, I have to work on the wrong side, and where it says to knit, I'm supposed to purl, and then I have to do the chart backwards and upside.
But yeah, I find magic loop can kind of get a little tricky.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mimi Cat is saying she's waiting for yarn to cast on for Tank. Busy knitting. Yeah, the trolls should be taken care of now.
Thank you.
I had gone in and they should be blocked. Oh, we have Inherited here. Hi, Inherited. How are you today? And what are you working on? And I'm not sure if any of my moderators are here today or not. It's like I have quite a few moderators, And like someone asks and I'll add them, but I don't always remember who all's a moderator. And in StreamYard, you know, you don't show up as blue in StreamYard, so I can't
Right.
see from my side. But I snuck into YouTube and block them.
Oh, good. I was, yeah, I think they've all left. I don't think you've got any. Oh, Inherited Stitches, if she's still here. I
Yeah.
know, I know somebody, um, YTFP, Chris, she's a moderator and she's still in here. I know somebody has made me a moderator and I'm happy to do that for you, but I don't know what to do and I don't know how to do anything. So when we're done here, let's have a conversation and you can teach me how to do that. Then you can add me as a mod as well.
Okie dokie.
Yeah,
Okay,
I know you have to add me now and then just teach me later. Oh,
we have Amanda that joined us and Wanda. How are y'all today? And what are y'all working on? Okay, where was I? Christy's back now. She got her yarn and lost her cat. Oh no! Ran out. He always comes back, but he is the most aggravating cat. Cats have their unique personalities.
yes. My roommate has a couple of cats and one of them is a little bit more adventurous than the other one. Well, the other day Mr. thought he saw her outside and we're like, no, she would never go outside. She wouldn't go outside. Well, next thing we know, we can't find the cat and she has figured out how to go out the dog door and she just wanders on out there and checking things out. She's never been outside before ever.
Well, that's how Sophie was. She snuck out. Well, before she had snuck out a couple of times, but we do not let her outside.
Right.
She snuck, and the last time she got out, she was gone for 2 months. I did not think she was
Wow.
coming
Oh, that's
back,
not good. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden she popped back up after 2 months.
Hmm.
But she hasn't tried to get back outside, so that's good. Maybe her adventures makes her not want to go back.
Yes. She might have got stuck at somebody else's house too.
Because she came back, she was skinny. She lost a
Mm,
lot of weight, but
poor thing.
it didn't take long to put that weight back on her.
Yeah,
Let's
just
see.
like me.
Let's see.
Would you hand me a blanket?
Mimi Cat has to go. I hope you have a good day, Mimi Cat.
It's not warm enough.
And let's see. D says, I have a king size blanket in Red Heart and I wash and dry it and have for 25 years. It still holds up and it is soft after wash.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. Ooh, Christy got Lion Brand, 10 skeins of Big Twist, and White Shimmer. Ooh. Sid says I'm going to have to order my Karen Simply Soft from Hirschner's because no one seems to have it or think 12 skeins of Karen Simply Soft is worth $5. Okay, and let's see. Chris says, sorry, always when I'm getting coffee. Coffee good. Your work is in Walnut Cove, Stakes County. He says, she just subscribed to you, Robin.
Thank you so much.
She can't wait to check out your videos. She's doing magic loop socks too.
Oh,
Second hand sock syndrome. Fish lip kiss heel is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. It's great. Yeah, a lot of people say that that's an easier method for the heel.
now what is the method? The fish
Lip
lips?
kiss heel.
Hmm.
It's supposed to be easier than the picking up the gusset stitches.
Yeah, that's what we just did. And I'm taking a class, so we go every Friday, and then halfway through, our instructor got ill, and so they've gotten a different instructor. So then you throw that into the mix, and she's never taught anybody left-handed before. So we're trying to muddle through, and I haven't even touched it since last week when I was in there. I was so, you know. So I've got to get 2 more rows done before class tomorrow. So, thank you, Dana.
But yeah, I haven't tried the other methods for the heels on the socks. I've only done the picking up the gusset stitches,
Yeah.
but eventually I'll get brave and try some of the other methods.
Yeah, I've been told some of the other ones. There's so many different ones.
There's like
German short heel. I think, KB, I think that's what she's got us doing is the German short heel. So I remember her saying those words.
and I know
And I'm
there's
like,
like a method with tomato in it, like sweet tomato, or I know it has tomato in it.
hmm.
Amanda's trying to wake up.
Yeah. It doesn't have the name. It just says gusset and heel flap, heel turn. Ugh.
And Christy's saying that it's easy being a moderator.
Good.
And really, like, I have Nightbot program where if you type the word drop, it automatically drops that person's channel link. So the only time you really need to drop links is if I ask, to drop this link. But other than that, it's just basically looking out for like the trolls and inappropriate language,
Yeah.
That type of thing. Let's see. Wanda says, coffee in my mug, working on a corner to corner in moss stitch for her sister.
Ooh, pretty.
And let's see. Oh, we also have Doris that joined us. Hi, Doris. How are you doing
Doris.
today? And what are you currently working on? Yeah, we don't have too much time left on today's live. Oh, it was 5 Cakes of Azalea 07 from Hobie. Yeah, Robbin does Sunday, Monday bingo every week.
It's a lot of fun. If you want to join in, go to my channel. There's a place to go in and pick your numbers. You pick 9 numbers, and then we play match 5 numbers for the first 2 games. And then the third game is you match all 9 numbers. Every Monday night, it's 5 o'clock Pacific. And we have a whole lot of fun. Sometimes we even remember we're playing bingo. We get to talking so much. And little prizes, nothing fancy, but some fun little prizes.
And let's see, Sharon's here. Hi, Sharon. How are you today? And what are you working on? She says socks are impressive. Yeah, I love socks. Karen says she has 70 pairs of socks. This doesn't count the socks I've given away.
You have made that many socks, Karen? And I've told you before, you and I need to talk. Because you do left-handed too. I remember you saying when I was whining in my last video about the left-handed, you say you've done the left-handed ones.
And let's see. Wanda says I'm actually making 2, one for Simi and one for my sister. Dee says I've started with German short heel, but knit one, purl one, suggested the fish lip kiss, and I've never went back.
I got to write that down. Okay, so when you're doing a pattern, if it calls for a certain heel, can you just interchange whatever heel you want?
To some level you can, but you also, but you really kind of need to be comfortable with like how a sock works up when you're doing it. So like I would typically make a couple of pairs first and then
Just
then
following
break
the pattern.
into other, unless the pattern calls for like that method.
Yeah, I have no idea. This is a free pattern, and I actually really enjoyed when I went on. It was from Ravelry, and the gal's name is Dreams in Fiber, and she's probably got a dozen patterns or so, dozen sock patterns, and they're all. It's funny because this is Hermione. I can't say her name. Hermione's from Harry Potter. Hermione's Everyday Socks, and she's got a whole bunch of different Harry Potter named socks, and all the patterns are free. And then she's got a handful of different names that are paid for patterns. And so the pattern itself, and there's like 2,000 samples of people that have made them. And the pattern itself is very simple. It's just, there's been a few things in here that she assumes you already know, which has caused issues for me and the other people in our beginning class. And again, I think our instructor should have said that to us. When she gave us the pattern, she should have said, this says here you're done, but you're not really. This says here, blah, 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 but this is what you actually, knowing this is the first time we've read through a sock pattern before. That's the only, I don't want to say complaint, but thing I've tripped over in her patterns. Other than that, they've been done quite well. And you as a pattern writer know, you got to know your audience. So maybe if this was listed as an intermediate pattern where you should know some of these things already, that would have been fine. And so that could be that it was our instructor should maybe have found a simpler pattern for us to follow. I don't know.
I find, like, when it comes to socks, if you've never done them before, the Crazy Sock Ladies tutorial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I didn't know about her till after I had signed up for this. I do like having a person that I can say, what have I done wrong? Instead of fishing through 20 videos to figure out what I've done wrong. And like this thing with the left-handed, I would never, and I don't know if Crazy Sock Lady does left-handed. I haven't researched that yet.
I don't think she does.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a downfall. And I did find a left-handed vanilla sock, but she's using, and I think it's just for the ease of learning all of the thingies. She's using, what's wrong with Yarn Barf? Is there a problem? People are asking Yarn Barf if she's okay.
I know her cat had snuck out.
That was it. Okay. I just, that caught my eye, and I wanted to make sure that there wasn't a problem. But she has the left-handed vanilla sock. She's using a 4-weight yarn, and so I think it's just to get used to doing everything and not working with such small yarn. And I don't have any 4-weight in that is the superwash merino and nylon mix. So
yeah, fun. Let's see, we have Marshallie that joined us. How are you doing today, and what are you currently working on? Amanda, if it didn't work dropping your link, try it again. Just type the word drop. Every now and then it glitches. I think it's usually like it tends to happen when others are having their link dropped. But I do know sometimes you got to, like, you type the word and it doesn't always drop the link. So if it doesn't come up, like after about a minute, just type the word again. It should come up. Let's see. Christy says, I have a mess of Super Saver stripes and primary stripes that I think would make a great corner to corner moss stitch blanket. I have never done corner to corner or moss stitch, which is why I asked you whose pattern. Okay, and let's see.
Okay.
Doris says, I'm okay. Tired. I'm working on my blankets and a shawl from Doris of Rose Cottage Studio. Awesome. I hope you stop being tired, though. Christy saying Dana cheats at bingo.
She tries to cheat. But if you'll recall, Yarn Barf, I kept track of her numbers this week. No, she doesn't cheat. She only did that. We only kept track of her numbers because she was driving and she was literally writing her numbers on the window in a grease pen while we were driving. I'm like, no, you are not doing that. We will track your numbers. And she didn't win.
Oh, poor Dana. She didn't win.
No.
Sharon says, I'm actually working with homespun, making a twin size blanket.
Oh, so how's it going, Sharon?
And Karen says, to do left-handed, you have to do everything backwards and inside out.
And the problem is, you see how, I'm all the way to the heel when we figured out that I needed to do that. So, but because I screwed up so badly with using the, what did you call that cable?
Circular.
The magic loop
method.
The magic loop messed that up so badly that I know I'm tearing this out anyway and starting over. So I'm just going through each step at this point. So I'm kind of familiar with each step. And then I'll be calling Miss Connie, going, Connie, what have I done wrong? Connie.
Dana's like, I don't cheat. Nobody will let her.
Yeah. No, we got to keep you in line. Hey, Dana, did Jack get his numbers in this week?
Oh, Jack plays bingo too?
Well, of course.
Oh, Wanda's saying she has a thunderstorm going on right now. Yeah, I think it was like last week or the week before we were having a lot of thunderstorms. Oh, and Christy's just got a weather alert. Oh, y'all getting some bad weather. And let's see. Dee says, I work foot to where I want heel to start, and then start the fish lip heel. Knit one, purl one. Did the harmony sock with the fish lip heel.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look that heel up. It sounds interesting.
Brenda says, my first knit socks had the flap and gusset heel. Then I learned the GS or heel and found I prefer that.
Okay, so the German short row.
Oh, Sharon has a weather alert too.
Good. What part of the world are you guys in? Are you in the Midwest? Uh-oh. Sounds like you're getting one too.
Oh. No, that's one of the alerts on the phone. It could be that I got an email, or I don't know. Frank's probably logged into Waiter or DoorDash.
Oh yeah.
So that may be it too.
So then he's got his DoorDash running, and then he just takes off from the house when he gets a run.
Yeah, because like we live in a small town, and basically we kind of live in the center.
Oh, okay.
So, he in between deliveries, he can stay at home.
That's nice.
Because, he lives close enough to all the restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we live. Let's see. Yeah, Yornborf has a weather alert, and she's trying to get her cat back in.
Okay.
Poor kitty.
Yeah, I just saw that out of the corner of my eye in the comments. I'm like, oh no, is there a problem? Do we need to call 911?
Poor kitty.
Yeah.
And let's see. Marshall says it's raining there in Atlanta, Georgia, and on her hook is a raglan crochet sweater that she's designing.
So I'm going to start. I just pulled my yarn. In fact, right before the show, I pulled my hooks to do a raglan top-down sweater from Darla, the Crafty Yarn Owl. She just released a new pattern, and I got to name it. I was so excited. So I agreed to make it. This is the yarn that I pulled. I really like it.
Ooh, nice.
And then, yeah, I just pulled my 2 hooks. So I'm going to be using a J and a K. And I just pulled my 2 hooks so I can start working on that. So I'll be talking about that on my Finish It Friday tomorrow. I'm so in awe of you people, and Connie, you're one of them, and KB that can design patterns and go through all of that. I've told people before, the only way I will ever design a pattern is if I mess it up so badly it doesn't resemble the original pattern at all.
Well, what's funny when it comes to designing, like certain things I can do, other things, you know, that's where I find it, especially crochet, I'm weaker when
Yeah.
it comes to designing.
Your
Um,
hats are just amazing. I had so much fun. You guys, I was so lucky. Connie allowed me to, with great hesitation, allowed me to test her candy cane hat. And I had an absolute blast doing it. And poor Connie, every day I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? Am I doing this right? And it worked out. Even me, who has no abilities whatsoever with this knitting stuff. I had no problems whatsoever with it. As long as I had her moral support, because the pattern was easy. It was just her moral support. I was so afraid I was going to mess it up, and she's like, "No, just go." And I did, and it was a blast to do. I
and really,
can't
I find like when it comes to learning things, that's really what you got to do.
yeah.
You just got to do.
Yeah. And that's what I did. And see, I can't even remember now what's the it's not mosaic. What's it called? What's the
Color work or
color
in tor in I always say it wrong,
yeah,
intarsia.
intarsia. And I didn't know enough to be afraid of it. And I think that's what helped me. And I learned so much from making that pattern. And I have gotten a couple of other, well, several. I think I've bought all of your hat patterns now. I just love them. And I can't wait to make the apple one. And there's a pumpkin one, right?
There's a pumpkin one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the next one I want to make, is the pumpkin one. I'm real excited about that one.
But yeah, I need to get back to designing some patterns. Um, it's like I go in spurts with designing. But
Creations. I've got to write that down.
for the most part, that's how I find you learn. You just dive into something.
Mm-hmm.
You come across something you don't know. Usually, you can look it up on YouTube, and if
Mm-hmm.
that don't work, then you just start asking people questions.
And why being left-handed did I not have a problem with that? Because it worked out perfectly fine. I wonder I wonder if my candy canes are facing the other direction from everybody else. You know, like
No,
if mine are like this or everybody else is like this. I'm going to have to look at that hat now and see. I can tell you right now, my candy canes face, if I'm looking at the hat, my candy canes face to the left. And I wonder if other people's are faced to the right. Interesting. Because I should have struggled with that. That's why it surprised me that I struggled so much with this, with the hat, because the other two or three things I have made have not been an issue.
I don't know. I didn't notice, but
I'm gonna have to go back and look at your finished video and compare mine to the other people's.
let's see. Karen wants to know if her chickens can play bingo.
You bet. Different numbers for every one of them. Can they type bingo when they win?
Let's see, Dana says, Connie, give me a blue dress and I will help you as much as I can. See, I've never made clothing except for dog sweater. Christy says she's gonna win yarn chicken. Yay! And we
Good.
have oh, I'm trying to remember her name. Oh, what's her name? I know it, but I can't think of it. Jet one in. I'm trying to remember. But anywho, let me know what your first name is again. I want to say it might be Carrie. I think it is Carrie. But how are you today, and what are you working on? Okay, let's see. I'm just kind of skimming the comments. Because I'm trying to start wrapping things up. Christy wants her cats to play bingo.
Absolutely. As long as they watch live, they have to be. That's why I know Jack Jack can play because he always watches.
Let's see. I'm kind of skimming over things. Oh, Brenda says she found a sock tutorial that worked for her. The channel name is New Leaf Podcast,
New
Corman.
Leaf.
And name of the first video and playlist is How to Knit Toe-Up Socks, Port 1 Casting On.
That's
It's,
what I was surprised that she didn't have us do toe up because I've always heard, and maybe I'm wrong, what do I know? But I've heard that with toe up, you can get a better fit because you can try it on as you go. That's the other thing about this. We didn't do any measuring. We didn't do anything other than what size shoe do you wear? Okay, this is the size needle you need. And we're all using the same size needle. So I don't think there's any chance that this little sock is going around my big fat foot. Maybe, but boy, I don't know. It seems very small. That's the other thing I was going to do was try and yank that thing up over my foot.
see, we also have Mary that just joined us. How are you, Mary? And what are you working on? And let's see. Oh, blue dress means mod. Yeah, I need to let me jot that down so I don't forget to add Dana.
I wonder why do you know why they call it blue dress when it's actually a wrench?
I've never heard blue dress before.
Even I had heard that.
I've heard the wrench, but not the dress.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard the blue dress. I think the one I saw when I very first got back on YouTube, I saw a whole bunch of them on there, and I said something about what's the wrench? What do you? And they go, oh, you get a blue dress if you're a moderator. I'm like, okay.
Okay, so her name was Carrie. Okay, I did remember. Yay, go Connie!
Okay, good to know, Yarn Barf. Thank you.
And let's see, Carrie's still working on the Hotel of B shawl.
That sounds wonderful.
Retreat I'm going to. Ooh,
I can't wait to see that.
I know. That's going to be pretty. Yarn. Oh, okay. Chris did drop it. But Christy, you can also type drop in the chat, and Nightbot can drop your link. And let's see. And Christy's saying, yarn loosens once. I'm sorry. Karen says yarn loosens once it gets washed. And Christy says just don't use too much fabric softener. It relaxes the yarn too much.
Okay. So should I wash it with that soak stuff every time, or just I'm going to hand wash these socks anyway. There's no way they're going in the washing machine.
Yeah, I wouldn't put them in the washer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Mary says I'm working on the crosshatch throw for Mary Maxim. Awesome.
That's
and
pretty.
we also have Gwen that joined us. Hi Gwen, how are you? And she says she's fixing to start a hooded scarf with pockets for her daughter. Christmas present will be my first attempt. Awesome.
That'll be pretty.
And let's see. Yeah, Christy, what it is, I had that program on Nightbot from long ago, and I never took it out. That's why it says to type CC to have your link drop. I mean, you can still do that, but like it's a lot easier just to type drop because every now and then you don't always have a moderator present. And it's just a lot, in general, it's a lot easier. The mods don't have to go go pulling up the links. Let's see. Yeah, Karen says I always hand wash with soap. Okay,
Yeah, or Dana's LOC that she provides. The
okay,
LOC that's good for everything.
okay. I have some patterns to share with y'all. I'm gonna quickly bring those up, and then after that, we'll wrap things up. I'm already over my time that I normally stay live. And all these links are in the description box of today's live. And these are all free knitted shawl patterns using number 3 weighted yarn.
3 weight. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. On my next Monday live, I'll be talking about number 3 weighted yarn. And just a reminder, I am asking people to submit pictures of projects they've made in the past
That
using
is
number 3 weighted
beautiful.
yarn. And this is called Sunburst by Rachel Molinaire. I like I love the blue and yellow together.
That
And
is gorgeous. Look, that looks so hard. Wow.
the thing with lace work with knitting, it really isn't hard, but it's so easy to lose your place with in when you're doing lace work where you make boo-boos, and that's what makes it tough. And that's where, like, with lace work, I recommend lifelines.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's gorgeous.
this one is the Wisteria Shawl by Kelly Forster.
Oh, I think I've seen that before.
I may have shared this one before.
Possibly that because the wisteria, just the name catches my eye. That
And,
that is stunning.
even
I
the
can see it
name,
easier on my phone. That's why I'm looking there. That is just stunning.
even the designer name seems familiar to me.
Mm-hmm.
I may have shown this in a previous live.
Worth showing again. Oh my gosh, look at that.
The thing is that like sometimes I don't always remember
Yeah.
what I've shared before. I've shared so many patterns. And this one is the Zephyrus Shawl by Shannon Dunbobbin, something like that. It's like some of these names, they
Mhm.
are so hard to pronounce. And I
Is
know
that
that
is the top part? Oh, I can see now. Yeah. So the top part of it, it looks like it's just. I never remember. Is that the garter stitch or the stockingette when it's like that?
that's
And
stockinette, but it looks sideways.
yeah, that's what I thought too. And then so she's going on the edge. So you do a whole big piece of stockinette, and then you go along the edge and make that design. That is gorgeous. Now, see, that is really pretty, but the base of it looks simple. Like maybe I could attempt that.
Yeah, some shawls, the base is real simple. Like it's either
Hmm.
border stitch or stockinette, and then the edging differs.
Yeah, I like that.
And then I have two more patterns. Oh, hey Laura Lee, how are you doing? And what are you working on? Actually, after I show these patterns, we're going to be wrapping up.
But there's always the replay.
Yeah. Let's see, this is a spring concept shawl by Elizabeth Finn. I love the different colors.
Ooh. See, now that's something else. In knit, I have no clue how to do color changes.
I have a tutorial on it, and
Okay.
there's other tutorials online too showing it,
I like that too.
but I'm trying to. I would have to show it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe that would be a good, oh well.
But I have done a tutorial on it, how to
Yeah.
change colors at the beginning of a row.
Yeah. I just haven't done that yet. I'm very careful not to do that.
And my knitting tutorials, I have a playlist with all of them. It's
Okay.
called knitting tutorials. And then this is the Harvard Shawl top down version by Unit Toronto. I love the design on this
Does
one.
she show that like blown out in the wind on one of her? Because I think I've seen that one before.
There is one kind of.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
See, here it is where it's kind
There.
of
Yeah.
blown.
Yeah. I think I've seen that one before. That is so beautiful. Again, I can't really see this. Is it real patterned or is it sort of a basic stitch at the top?
It looks like the pattern, but
Okay.
well, there may be about 10 rows that are probably like the border stitch, because usually you tend to kind of want your borders to be more border on knit patterns, because like if you do stockinette stitch, it'll
Mm-hmm.
curl. Like stockinette at the edge will
Mm-hmm.
curl on you. But yeah, those are the free patterns, knit shawl patterns that I'm sharing with y'all, and they're
Sure.
all in the links are all in the description box of today's live. And like I said, I do have a playlist with my knitting tutorials. I also have a crochet tutorial playlist. Then I do have like some helpful knitting tips too, that I have a playlist for that. But like with my tutorials, I tend to do my tutorials like at a beginner's level. So
Yeah,
I
that's what I
I
need.
repeat a lot. Like, so if you're looking for a quick tutorial, mine are not quick. I
Well,
go
and I find that because I'm so new, the quick tutorials don't give me enough um, information. It's fine for, it's like with crochet. Sometimes I just need, okay, why isn't, oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. Boom, I'm gone. I'm ready to go. But with the knitting, I need step by step because not only apparently I don't know what I'm doing, I also have to figure out how to do it backwards.
and and that's the thing, like, because some people do need that extra
Mhm,
explanation.
mhm. And I
Oh,
need to see it a couple of times.
and that's why I show multiple times on mine. But
Mhm,
like, which sometimes that's what people want, and then some people, they want, a quick tutorial.
mhm.
And like I said, mine are not quick
Yeah,
tutorial.
different audience, different audience, different needs.
Because I try to teach like, someone doesn't know.
Mhm.
um you know like I'm explaining like at a really beginner level.
Yeah.
But like I said, and there's so many tutorials out there, so if my tutorials don't work for you, you can, you can look other places for tutorials.
Mhm.
Let's see. I'm gonna skim the comments. Oh, Laurel's working on a blanket. Let's see.
Whoops. Talking to too many stitches.
Gail's here. Hi Gail, how are you today? And what are you working on? I'm fixing to wrap up. So those of y'all that came in later in the live, y'all might want to watch the replay. Oh, I hope you have a good day, Karen. Okay. So I think that pretty much covers everything. I know there were certain things I was wanting to get into on today's live, and it didn't.
Didn't happen.
But yeah, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I enjoyed talking with all of y'all, and I hope y'all enjoyed today's live. And those that will be watching on replay, I want to welcome y'all, and I hope y'all enjoy the live too. And I want to thank y'all for watching. And well, we did ask some questions. That's true.
Mhm. Yep.
Feel free feel free to answer the questions that we did ask on today's live, and also leave a comment. Let us know that you watched. So yeah, I hope y'all all have a fabulous Yorny day. Be the light, and bye.
Bye. See you Monday night at bingo. Get those chickens registered.